guys, how are you? Some may know me as Miss Sapphire Blue. Today I'm coming to you as someone, but of course this is always called the Blue Experience. Why the Blue Experience? Because I'm Miss Sapphire Blue, and my experiences I share with you as a journey in life between love, relationships, family, health, wealth, and just my everyday meeting of people. And today I wanted to come talk to you as part one, violence in our communities, and what are we or you doing to play your part to at least be effective in some way, shape, or form. So many times we hear stories of young people dying everywhere. Now, I'm from New York, and I live within New York City, which is consisting of 5 boroughs: Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. And every day we hear on the news of some young person, young boy, young girl, who has been shot either, by drive-bys in their home, going to the store, playing around in the park, just doing kid things, just doing teenage things, kids with the bright future that is just taken away by gun violence. Not only these days by gun violence, but just by gang-related activities as well. Now, we hear these stories and we turn on our TVs and we say, Dad, another one gone. Oh, that's so sad. He was so young. She was so young. Oh, man, that breaks my heart. And then, we're sad for a minute or two, and then, we go about our daily life because it's not affecting us personally. And I find that I may have done this myself. I've not forgotten stories, but nonetheless, life still goes on, and I have to continue to move and do as such. And, unfortunately, gun violence has struck my family personally through my niece. And when that happened, not only did it affect me in the worst way, shape, and form, but it also reminded me, and I had to ask myself, what am I doing with the resources that I have to at least try to make a difference in the things that I really, really care about? And I've always really, really cared about kids and what was going on, and if they had things going on in their life, to keep them away from trouble and out of the street. And I realized maybe I'm just not doing enough. And I wanted to be able to turn my family tragedy into something really, really positive and something that I can keep going. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about gun violence. Now, some of you who really know me know that I've had my hand in politics from time to time. I do know many people in certain places that can be able to get messages across. And with having talent and goals and communication, with having radio shows and TV shows and things of that matter, why can I not start sending messages and start forming a campaign against this type of violence? Myself, with the career that I have outside of what I'm doing now, being around individuals who may not care about them carrying guns, may not care about shooting up a neighborhood or shooting up a park, or may not care about trying to kill someone because they have certain beefs or whatever. It's very, very hard. It's not easy. And now that it has touched me personally, it's really not easy. Families today are often broken up either due to work, divorce rates, or just family stability. Many people are carrying 2 or more jobs, low income to medium income family. And those that are making over $50,000 or $60,000 a year are often at work long hours, so they are not able to actually spend the quality time that they need to spend with their children growing up in age because of work. Society is very, very demanding. And I think it's so important that parents, and although I don't have kids of my own per se, but I find it necessary that parents or people in guardianship really, really, really hone in on young children at a young age, to really instill in them the rights and the wrongs, to learn and find ways to not only say, hey, don't follow the bad crowd, but giving them techniques on how to get out of situations, giving them techniques on how not to really fall into peer pressures. Now, they may try certain things, as man was put in this world to be very inquisitive. However, I truly believe that what we instill in our children at a very young age will determine the type of decisions that they will make as they become teenagers and young adults and even adults. It just really sickens me how young kids, 16, 17, 18, 19, are equipped to have weapons that they really do not know how to control, especially guns. Gun violence is one of the major causes of young people within the urban community. And urban community, I mean Latinos, blacks especially. Now you have gentrification coming in. Okay, so you have Caucasians and you have the Asians or whatsoever. But nonetheless, I'm really specifically talking about within urban communities because I am from an urban community. So please don't feel offended by what I'm saying if you're in a community that's not urban, but you are still faced with the same challenges I'm talking about today. I can only speak on the experiences that I'm facing growing up in New York City. But nonetheless, gun violence is a serious issue. Now, yes, those know as of today, gun violence has struck in my family. I lost a beautiful niece, 17 years old, ready to graduate high school, was already talking about what colleges she wanted to go to and apply to, and just really had a bright future ahead of her. And people thought it wasn't robbery to drive by in two vehicles and begin to use weapons that they shouldn't have. And unfortunately, my niece was a victim of gun violence. We can all say and point fingers on the reason why gun violence exists today. Children shouldn't be out late. What are the parents doing? Why, what's the school doing, or this and the third? Where's the father? Where's the mother? Nonetheless, we all have to play our part. So I'm asking you, what are you doing? Do you follow a cause? What is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you give your attention to outside of your 9 to 5 grind? And this situation has really brought me to realize that I'm going to hone in, and my cause is going to be gun violence in the communities. And what can we do to combat gun violence if we cannot do it on a top or high national level? We have to start within our home base on what can we do. Now, November 6th elections are so important. We worried about voting or who we should vote on based on popularity. Clearly, that was done with the president that we have in office today. But are you really honing in and paying attention to the leaders within your community? What are they doing? What are they talking about when they talk about the young people in your community? Are they talking about gun violence? Are they talking about rape? Are they talking about the stabbings within the community? What are we doing? It's time to stop voting for people that we like. It's just time to stop voting for people that's just been in office just because they have a family name or history. We really have to hone in on making a change, because I certainly believe that if you don't stand for something, then you stand for nothing. And I know that I wasn't put on this earth to stand for nothing. So I'm standing against gun violence. This is going to be one of many videos that I'm going to be posting about gun violence. This is just a quick video today. I'm going to come back with more statistics, things that we can do to possibly control. And I am looking to just start a nonprofit organization or a foundation against gun violence, how to now effectively be able to not maybe 100% stop it, but how can we control it, and at what level do we need to start planting the seeds to get control of the situation, because this is senseless. Now, my niece was not from New York. She was actually living in New Jersey at the time that this incident has happened, Friday night into Saturday morning. But trust me, I'm not just going to be starting here and just stopping here in New York. I'm looking to do this all over, but I am starting a gun violence campaign. You have to have a cause for something. If you're not a parent and you feel like, well, hey, sorry to the families this happened, but I have to move on. You may be a parent one day. It may just happen right out of the blue. And then situations change. I've raised a couple of kids under my wing. I have been a guardian. I have been a parent figure. So when I hear stories just outside of it touching my family personally, it's something that has always hit home, and it's something that I've always remembered and have not forgotten. I've always had a love of wanting to do something evolving around children and youth, because I knew how it was growing up for me. So what's your cause? What are you into? Who do you vote for? Are you talking to your kids? Are you helping them overcome the pressures of being a teenager, of being a young person, signs. It's not just good enough just to say, watch out for this, but just really honing in and instilling techniques, things and ways to help them get out of situations, not only to avoid them. So please, please, parents, I urge you to just have a talk with your children. Really find out what they're into. If they have beef out there, who they're not getting along with, hone in on your area. Now, I know it's hard because some of us, we can't avoid where we live at. Some people can't pick up and go in a drop of a dime. We definitely can't control what's going on in our household to be able to know how it's going to be affecting outside in the outside world. So if you know that your child has beef out there or they don't get along with someone, then you should not be having kids or individuals near your home or over your home in situations where you know that someone or something possibly can be after yours. It's just senseless, and I am so tired of the senseless killing. Now, if you're wishing to join with me on finding ways on really getting the messages across and being an advocate for gun violence, by all means, you can also reach me right here on social media at Miss Sapphire Blue. You can also DM me. You can also Facebook me, Simone Miss Sapphire Blue Simmons. And by all means, let's get it rocking. Remember, if you don't stand for something, then you're definitely going to stand for nothing. And I don't think any of us was born to be a nothing. Thank you for tuning in to the Blue Experience. This is me, your girl, Miss Sapphire Blue. But today, it's just me, Mom.